I didn't do it. Well, that's what Froggy said. I mean, Elrod. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Froggy. Froggy was this kind of short, stubby guy in a third grade class at Bradley Elementary School, and he wore these big old thick glasses. Well, you see the big thick glasses made his eyes magnified his eyes, made him look real big. So we called him Froggy. At first we called him Four Eyes, but that kind of sounded like an Indian name. And Froggy just sounded better. Matter of fact, sometimes Miss Watson even called him Froggy, even though his name was Elrod. But he was a kind of interesting guy, but everybody kind of liked to pick on him, you know. And I know we were about to have class, and Miss Watson said, Elrod doesn't have his glasses. Anybody know where Elrod's glasses? Did you hide Elrod's glasses again? I wish you'd quit doing that. All right, guys, cough it up. Where's Elrod's glasses? Well, Lucy Baines came up with the glasses. And I tucked her head down. Look, I've got a Miss Watson. Lucy, why do you have Elrod's glasses? Why did you hide his glasses? Well, Miss Watson, everybody picks on Elrod, and it's a lot of fun, so we all do it. Now, Lucy, that is no way to treat your fellow classmate. You should apologize right now. Yes, ma'am. So she apologized to Elrod, Froggy. We always kind of thought that usually, most of the time, the person hiding his glasses was Buster. Because Buster was, well, he was kind of like the bully, you know. He was a year older than the rest of us because he'd been held back one year. I know a couple of the smaller fellas and me, we grabbed him one time, tackled him, and held him down, and we blooded his nose. He didn't pick on us after that. He just picked on Froggy. Well, Froggy got his class back. Miss Watson says, okay, it's now time for geography. And one little hand raised up. It was Froggy. Said, okay, Elrod, what is it? Miss Watson, could we have science now? No, Elrod, now it's time for geography. After geography, we'll have science. Yeah. But you know, there was some kind of strange things that happened around Froggy. I'm not sure exactly why. But you know, outside, we got this big 55-gallon drum that the teachers, Miss Watson, Miss Anderson, they put trash in it and they burn it. Well, one day, Miss Watson looked out there right after she'd rung the bell and everybody come back in, and there was a fire in the big drum, and Froggy was the last person to come back in. She asked, Elrod, did you set that fire? No, ma'am. Elrod, tell me the truth. Did you set that fire? No, ma'am, I didn't. Yeah, toward the end of school, everybody was starting to leave, and all of a sudden the girls came screaming and said there was a fire in the girls' outhouse. I mean, that's an outdoor toilet. We didn't have indoor plumbing at Bradley School there. Yeah, guess who the last person next to the outhouse was? Yep, Froggy. Froggy? Elrod? Did you set that fire? No, ma'am. I didn't set no fire. Elrod, are you sure? No, ma'am. I didn't set no fire. So that's the way it was. We all went through the summer and had great fun and came back in the fall of the year. School was kind of rolling along, you know. And then it was right after Thanksgiving vacation, I guess it was. We were going back to school. And you know, by this time, the weather had gotten kind of cold. Yeah, and we were getting Jack Frost in the morning when you get up and go to get on the bus. And we went into school one morning, and Miss Watson and Miss Anderson was already there, but the schoolhouse was cold. You know, we didn't have but 2 rooms, and the lunchroom. It was cold, and Miss Scott, the cook, hadn't come in. So what they had done was they'd used their last 2 matches to try to light a fire, and they went out. So we all got inside, and we still huddled up, and big coats and everything. And Miss Watson said, Elrod, Froggy, could you come here a minute? He goes walking up. Yes, ma'am. I want to ask you to do something for me, Elrod. Yes, ma'am. Elrod, I'm not saying that you started any of the fires we had last year, but I do want to know this. If you can start a fire, we need someone to start a fire in the big pot-bellied stove there so we can get warm. Yes, ma'am. Could you do that, Elrod? Could you start a fire? I don't know, ma'am. Listen, Elrod. If you start us a fire, I won't blame you for any more fires ever, okay? Yes, ma'am. And could you do something else for me if I started a fire? Anything, Elrod. If you can start a fire, I'll do anything you ask. Could you make everybody stop stealing my glasses? I sure can, Elrod. I'll make sure if anybody touches your glasses, we'll get rid of them. We'll send them home. They won't ever come back. Yes, ma'am. So, Elrod, can you start me a fire in the big stove? I have to go outside. What do you mean you have to go outside? Well, I have to go outside. Could Tony help me? Okay, you go outside. Tony can help me. Tony, go help me. Yes, ma'am. So we went outside. It was a beautiful day, except it was cold. I mean, bright sun, not a cloud in the sky right there. You know, the schoolhouse was up off of the ground because it's on a little bit of slope, you know, and so there was room to walk up under it, bend over a little bit, even for us 4-year-olds, not 4-year-olds, fourth graders, to get under there. And that's where we kept the extra coal for the pot-bellied stoves and the kindling, you know, and that sort of thing. So we went under there, and Froggy's looking around, picked up a piece of the McCormick Herald there, old newspaper, kind of wadded up hand, looked around. Well, we found some fat light in there. Somebody cut up a bunch of kindling, but they left it there. They hadn't used it all, so got a little bit of that. And then I picked up a few little chunks of other wood scraps, and Froggy says, come on, let's do this, you know. So we go outside, and there's a big shovel in there for some reason, one of those big old shovels, you know, and put it down there, and he put that paper down there on top of that shovel, that crumbled up paper on top of on the shovel there, and built a teepee out of the kindling up like this, you know, like that. And he says, now, Tony, and he kind of smiled a little bit, and he says, watch the magic. And he took his glasses off and he held them there so that sunbeam came down through those glasses and focused on that newspaper. And just about that quick, it said, whoosh, and it caught fire. The kindling caught fire. Just like that. It was just a burning. We threw some more little sticks on there and a few of those little clumps of coal. And Froggy puts his glasses on and said, come on, let's go, Tony. We walked back in that schoolroom, man, and we were like heroes coming home from battle. Everybody was cheering and rolling. I was holding a shovel full of wire. Miss Watson opened up the door, and I dumped that in there, and that fire in there, and it started catching. Put some more coal on it, and it started catching fire. Pretty soon, we was warm as toast and taking off our jackets. And that was exactly how a pudgy, bespectacled pyromaniac became the hero of Bradley Elementary School. Yeah, just like that.